The Young and the Restless spoilers. Full Friday's update, the 17th of July, 2026. Welcome back to our channel, Genoa City Gossip. Today is a beautiful day to dive right into the absolute madness that just went down on our screens. Grab your biggest mug of coffee, settle into your favorite spot, and let us get into the wild, emotional roller coaster that just dropped. We have so much to unpack today. I cannot believe Victor Newman right now. I'm literally shaking with anger, and I just have to get this out of my system before I explode. Am I the only one who is completely sick and tired of Victor's God complex? Because I just watched the latest episode, and I am losing my mind over how this man treats his family. We need to talk about this immediately. Jump right into the hospital scene with Jack and Nikki, because that is exactly where all the real raw emotion is happening right now. Jack is lying there in that hospital bed, finally recovering from the absolute nightmare that Patty Williams put him through, and in walks Nikki with bandages over her eyes. And what does Jack do? He jokes. He literally looks at her and says that if she wanted his sympathy and attention, there are much easier ways to get it. And Nikki just sticks her tongue out at him like they are teenagers. I mean, come on. That right there is the chemistry we have been missing for so long. But then things get deep. And I am not going to lie. I teared up. Jack starts recounting the absolute horrors that Patty did to him and Diane. And can we just pause and acknowledge the massive trauma that Patty and that creepy doctor? Markham locked Diane in a padded cell, blackmailed Jack for sex, and then kidnapped Abby and baby Dominic. Jack has been through absolute hell. But instead of making it all about himself, Jack looks at Nikki and wants to know what happened to her. And Nikki finally admits that she hasn't been this terrified in a long, long time. She tells him about the severe headaches she has been having. We all knew she was suffering, but it turns out there was a literal tumor pressing on her optic nerve. A surgeon had to remove it, and now she is recovering at the ranch. Wait, I am getting ahead of my... Let me just go off on a tangent for a second, because this tumor reveal makes me so mad at Victor. Remember a few weeks ago when Nikki thought she was dying from these headaches? Victor literally played the doting husband just to trick her into signing away her personal shares of Newman Enterprises. He used her fear of a brain tumor to liquidate her assets while she was drugged up. How is she still recovering at the ranch with him? Okay, back to the point. Jack tells Nikki that he and Diane have officially reunited. He looks her dead in the eye and says, Victor didn't win. And I cheered. I literally screamed at my television, take that, Victor. So then the scene shifts to the waiting room, and this is where the acting just blew me away. Kyle walks in and finds Victoria literally crying. Victoria Newman, the Ice Queen herself, is shedding real tears. Kyle asks if Nikki is okay, and Victoria says she is fine, but she admits that seeing Jack and Nikki together in that room made her emotional. She says their bond has helped them survive so much together. And let us unpack that for a second. Victoria has spent her entire life trying to earn Victor's approval, twisting her own morals to match his ruthless business tactics. She has sacrificed her own happiness so many times just to be the perfect Newman heir. But sitting in that waiting room, watching Jack and Nikki, she is confronted with something real. She sees a bond that is not built on manipulation, corporate shares, or blackmail. She sees pure, unadulterated care, and it breaks her. It literally breaks her programming for a minute. And Kyle, bless his heart, does not let her off the hook. He points out that his mom is a strong woman and his dad is so happy to have her by his side. Victoria agrees that they are important to each other, so Kyle pushes her. He asks Victoria to admit that Victor was wrong for doing what he did to Jack. And what does Victoria do? Silence. Absolute silence. She cannot bring herself to say the words out loud, even though we all know she is thinking it. I know some people are loving this conflicted Victoria, but personally, I need her to stand up to her father once and for all. Stop protecting the man who is destroying your mother. But wait, we go back into the hospital room, and Jack and Nikki are holding hands. I'm sorry, but the history between these two is just undeniable. Jack looks at her and says, I am always here for you whenever you need me. And Nikki whispers back, always. My heart cannot take it. I have been watching this show for years, and these quiet, emotional moments are exactly why I am still so invested. They have been through marriages, divorces, addictions, and Victor's endless vendettas, but they always find their way back to this deep mutual respect. It is like they are the only two people who truly understand what it means to survive the chaos of Genoa City. Then, right on cue, Diane walks in. I was bracing myself for a massive catfight because, let us be real, Diane and Nikki despise each other. But Diane sees the bandages on Nikki's eyes and actually asks if she is okay. Nikki explains she had eye surgery, and then Nikki does something shocking. She tells Diane that she is glad she and Jack are back together, and then she and Victoria leave. Just like that. No screaming, no drink throwing. I kind of love the maturity here. Kyle leaves too, giving his parents some space, and Diane just looks at Jack and admits she is a little worried for him. I mean, after being locked in a barred room by a fake psychiatrist and having Patty Williams ruin their lives, I would be worried too. Diane is traumatized, Jack is recovering, and they just need a minute to breathe. Okay, now let us talk about the villain of the hour. Victor Newman is sitting in his office, probably plotting his next hostile takeover, when he gets a call from Michael Baldwin. Michael tells him that Patty Williams was denied bail. Thank goodness. That woman needs to be locked away forever. Michael also tells Victor that Jack is going to make a full recovery and that his family is visiting him. And you can just see the gears turning in Victor's head. He realizes that Nikki and Victoria went to see Jack. The absolute fury on Victor's face. He is stunned, he is enraged, and you just know he is going to take this out on everyone around him. And unfortunately, the first people in his line of fire are Adam and Chelsea. They show up at the ranch, already nervous, hoping to convince Victor to stop going after Spectre Charles. Adam asks if everything is okay, and Victor just growls, another betrayal. He is already spiraling. Chelsea, trying to be the voice of reason, pleads with him not to go after Sally's company. She tells Victor that Sally had absolutely nothing to do with stealing Newman Media. And honestly, my heart breaks for Sally. If you have been keeping up with the timeline, you know Sally is at rock bottom. Billy absolutely betrayed her by questioning the paternity of her baby, thanks to Jill's toxic meddling. Sally fled in a blinding rainstorm, crashed her car, and tragically lost her baby. She is grieving, she is broken, and she is relying entirely on Audra just to survive the day. She has lost her child. She has lost her relationship with Billy. And now Victor wants to swoop in and take her company too. It is just too cruel. It is borderline sadistic, even for Victor Newman. Chelsea knows this. Adam knows this. They know Sally cannot take another loss. Chelsea says she and Adam just want to build something new. And Adam points out that this is what Newman Enterprises is all about. But then Adam makes a massive tactical error. In an attempt to distract Victor, Adam mentions that Billy Abbott is now working for Kane Ashby over at Chancellor. Why would you say that, Adam? You just handed Victor a loaded weapon. Now, we all know the absolute mess happening at Chancellor. Kane literally blackmailed Lily for control of the company, using his bone marrow match to save Malcolm's life. It is a toxic, messy situation over there, and Adam just painted a giant target on their backs. Victor's eyes light up with that evil gleam, and he immediately decides to target Chancellor as well. Adam thinks he won. He says, that is great. Just leave Spectra Charles alone. But Victor Newman does not do compromise. He looks Adam dead in the eye and says, I will make you an offer, take it or leave it. He says he will not interfere with what they want, but they cannot interfere with him, which means he is not giving up on Spectra Charles. He is just expanding his war. Victor starts yelling, I will take back what was taken. This is for justice. Justice? Are you kidding me, Victor? You do not know the meaning of the word. You just want to control everyone and punish anyone who dares to step out of line. And then the climax of the episode, the moment we were all dreading. The front door opens, and in walk Victoria and Nikki. The tension in that room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Victor just glares at them and asks where they have been. Nikki, trying to play it cool, says she has news about her vision and that the bandages come off tomorrow. Victor, laying his trap, asks, didn't you have another appointment today? And Nikki immediately knows she is busted. She says, so that's it. She guesses correctly that he already knows they went to see Jack. And Victor explodes. He screams at the top of his lungs, you both went to see that bastard. The episode ends right there, and I am still trying to catch my breath. I am terrified for Nikki. She just had a brain tumor removed. She is recovering from eye surgery, and now she has to face the wrath of a man who literally drugged her to steal her corporate shares. I need Victoria to step up and protect her mother. I need Nikki to pack her bags and leave that ranch for good. This toxic cycle has to end. I know some fans are always going to defend Victor because he is the patriarch and he is iconic, but I am sorry, there is no defending this behavior anymore. He is isolating his wife, alienating his children, and destroying businesses just because his ego got bruised. I am so invested in this storyline, but I am also dreading what comes next. Will Adam and Chelsea be able to save Sally's company? Will Kane and Billy be ready for the war Victor is bringing to Chancellor? And most importantly, will Jack and Diane's reunion survive the chaos? I am typing furiously because I just need to share this with people who get it. We have been watching these characters for decades, and right now, the stakes feel higher than ever. The writers are really pushing everyone to their breaking point. I just hope Sally gets some peace. I hope Nikki gets away from Victor, and I hope Jack finally gets to heal without Patty or Victor ruining his life. What do you guys think? Am I overreacting, or is Victor completely out of control? Let me know, because I am going to be obsessing over this until the next episode.